Coffee Break with me. Woo! Hi guys! Welcome back to my channel. How are you today? Today I'm here with a Get Ready With Me, and I can't promise you it's gonna be as interesting as the last one I did for you guys, but we can try. No, I'm totally kidding. So today I'm gonna do a Get Ready With Me. I have no idea what I'm gonna do. I just know that I wanna use some of my Ittse shadows, which, I mean, cat's out of the bag. What do you guys think? I'm so excited about this collaboration. I feel like anytime anything is like super sparkly or colorful, it just automatically makes people happy. Is that just me? Am I on this Lisa Frank voyage all by myself? Right now, when you guys are watching this video, Ittse has a free shipping promo going on. So if you hadn't had a chance to pick up your Lotus Collection or Lotus Collection, I know, you know what? The problem with these types of eyeshadows is if you don't put like a direct light on them, you really can't see how absolutely amazing they are. So if you haven't had your chance to pick it up, right now they do have free shipping going on. So there's that, but let's us start getting ready, because otherwise this is gonna be another 40-minute long video and ain't nobody got time for that. So a lot of times you guys ask me about this. Look at my little, do you see that down there? Do you see my Ittse collection? A lot of you guys have asked me about this mirror. If it's magnification, which mirror it is, like what's all about. Obviously it's look at my double chin. Look at that. It is a magnifying mirror. I think it's a 5 times magnification. It's a simple human mirror. I have a video all about it on my channel. It's one of the best beauty investments that you could ever make. Just saying. So let's go ahead and get started. And what I'm gonna do, can you guys see me? Oh, you can see me and you can see my mess, but that's okay. Those are all those giveaway prizes I need to figure out. So what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna take Makeup Forever's primer. This is the pore minimizing one, or like the pore blurring. And I've noticed that as I've gotten older, I'm not a spring chicken anymore. As I've gotten older, my skin has changed quite a bit. And pore blurring primers aren't necessarily working as well as they used to when I had younger skin. I feel like, you know, obviously your skin starts to lose collagen. You know, your pores, if you've had issues with pores, they start to get a little bit bigger. And so with these types of primers, they do blur your skin, but they're also supposed to partially fill in your pores if you have, you know, bigger pores. And so they still do that, they just don't do as good of a job. So I think it's time to just make peace with it. So there's that for primer. And then I'm gonna go in with a synthetic brush and Eve's Pearl Duo Salmon Concealer. This is a corrector concealer, and I use this guy to conceal my panda eyes, or just the darkest areas of my under eye. You see the difference just with that pat? So I just kind of focus it where the darkest area of my under eye is. And then when I go in with foundation, this is like the bottom layer. So you guys see the difference? Here I covered them up, here I haven't yet. So it's like everything. I mean, it works to cover your dark circles, but at the same time, you know, the less product you put on your face, the better you look. And I know that might sound like an oxymoron, like, oh, well, you know, I have hyperpigmentation, or I have scarring, or I have, you know, blemishes or whatever. Okay, you can have those issues with your skin, but more doesn't mean more. You know, more isn't better. It's finding the right products. So for me, when I have my dark circles, I do go in with a corrector and then foundation and then my concealer, but you have to be really, really careful, because there's a fine line, there's a fine line between covering your panda eyes and then just looking like a really, really hot cakey mess. And that's something that you do want to avoid, because, you know, a lot of people have issues with their skin. A lot of people have acne scarring. A lot of people have dark circles, but not everyone is walking around with like an inch of cake. You know what I'm saying? So kind of use your judgment when it comes to that. And then for foundation, I want to use this one. I haven't actually used this one in a bit. What was the last time I used it? I think the last time I used it, I filmed a Get Ready With Me for you guys, and you know how I film in advance, so why did I just put that much on my face? You guys don't need nearly as much as I just used, like nearly as much. You know what's funny, you guys? When I am reading your comments on these Get Ready With Me videos, I think it's so funny how many of you are shocked at how close everything is to me. Like, a lot of people think this is really far away, but it's not. It's like less than a foot away, so I can just reach and grab my things. But apparently it's an illusion and everyone thinks they're far away. I guess because I'm in this room so often and I know how close everything is, I don't see the illusion. But so many of you are like, wow, that's like mind blown. I didn't have, you know, I had no idea that everything was that close to you. It is. Could you imagine? Like, this room isn't that big. Everything is definitely close to me. So I did want to take a couple minutes to kind of talk about the last Get Ready With Me that I put out there. If you haven't seen it, I will link it in the description box below. It's so absolutely, it doesn't cease to amaze me how much of a community we've created here and how people from, you know, across the world can be so supportive from such a distance. There I go. Like, I am literally overkill foundation today. I was talking about cake and karma's getting me right now. So I just wanted to just, you know, take a couple seconds to kind of thank you guys for your support and your kind words. Like, all of the comments, like the sweet, encouraging, positive comments and awesome advice, and just, it'll never stop surprising me and it'll never stop amazing me how someone can just take a couple minutes out of their day to say something nice to a stranger. Because you don't have to do that, you know, but it's really, really important that you guys remember how significant a few words are and how much you can make a difference in someone's life or in someone's day just by taking a few seconds to say something nice, you know, or to open, you know, hold open a door for someone. Or I don't know, I don't think you guys realize how important you are or how much of an impact a few words have, you know, because they totally, like, you, I was terrified to put it out there like that. Not because of judgment, but because of vulnerability. You know, people are always going to judge, or people are always going to have an opinion. That I know, and I've already made peace with that. But being vulnerable and having it be well accepted or well received, not accepted, well received is shocking, you know. It's, I don't know. I mean, like I said in that video, I've never regretted any of my choices that I've made, including that video. You know, I feel like everything has a valuable lesson. And the video for me was so cathartic. Like, it just, when you're living with something for such a long time and just being able to breathe again and, you know, share your experience with someone. Anyway, so that video was really cathartic for me to do. And I just wanted to kind of thank you guys and tell you, you know, how much of a difference you guys make and how important you are. And just not even speaking personally, you know, yes, you make a difference to me and you guys make me happy every day. And I love being able to connect with you guys. And I appreciate how generous you guys are with your time and your kindness and, you know, your lovely words of affirmation. But it's also a nice reminder to you of how much you can make a difference, you know, especially in times of crisis or in times of need. It just shows how communities come together and it just feels nice. So I wanted to tell you guys that you're awesome and I love you. And what should we do next? I don't know. Let's see. This foundation, oh man, this foundation makes me so happy. What is going on here? Now I'm going to put on a little bit of concealer because I feel like that corrector did a really good job. And because that foundation is so awesome, you really don't need that much concealer. So I'm just going to kind of dot a little bit. I think this is the littlest concealer I have used. Okay, I take that back. I just totally... This is the littlest, just kidding. This is not a lot of concealer. I just kind of dotted it a little bit. Dotted it. You know what I'm saying? I just kind of took a little bit of concealer and dotted. That is a word, dotted. My friend Sam teases me so much because I say things like chimney. And she's like, chimney? Really? Chimney? Apparently that's wrong. Did you guys know chimney is wrong? What else? What else does she mean? Oh, buttons. I say buttons. Buttons. Now I'm self-conscious and I don't know how I actually say it naturally. But she teases me. She's like, say buttons again. Buttons? Oh yeah, I say buttons. And she says, no, buttons. Buttons. You wouldn't have a best friend unless you're okay with her making fun of you, right? Now we need a brush. I think I'm going to use this brush and this brush. And we're going to use a new setting powder that I actually haven't tried, and we're going to see how awesome it is. I did swatch it already and kind of tried it out. So Ittse actually has these two powders. One is an HD Flawless Finish setting powder, and then the other one is a mattifying powder. I don't want to do mattifying. We'll do this one. Let's try this one. I liked it because you see it's not like bright white. Let me show you this. This is mattifying. You see the difference? So this one's like a really lovely color. It's so soft. Look at that. Oh, look, HD. It totally softened out like my witchy veins. That's pretty cool. So let me get under here. And then I'm going to take my beauty blender and that powder, and I'm going to set my under eye. Kind of bump the sponge in a little bit. The powder is so soft. That's one of the things with Ittse shadows or any of their powder products, because they also have a couple of cream products, is they're really, really soft, but like buttery soft. Not dusty soft, just like buttery soft. Then I'm going to go in with, actually, I did a little too much. I'm going to go in with my giant powder brush. A lot of you guys asked me about this. This is from It Brushes for Ulta. These are the It Cosmetics brushes that are only for Ulta. So they're like an affordable variety of It Cosmetics. So the brand is not It Cosmetics. It's It Brushes for Ulta. You know what I'm trying to say? It's like Nine West has that company called Nine & Company, similar to that. So It Brushes for Ulta, same type of brushes that It Cosmetics has, except they're exclusively for Ulta. They're more affordable, and they come in really cute gift sets. So I actually got this brush in a gift set that had several other brushes in it. Ooh, I like this powder. That's nice. Look at that. That's a really nice powder. Then I'm going to take this eyelid primer from Ittse as well. This is a pigmented eye primer, okay? So you guys can tell like how bright white it is. So if you guys needed a little bit of assistance brightening an eyeshadow, this would be a really great base. It's infused, I think, with, I don't know, some sort of magical power that's going to make your eye... You guys like how I describe my stuff. It's infused with, what does it say? White sapphire. So it's going to brighten the eye area. But I feel like anytime you go in with an eyelid primer that is like a brighter shade, it does brighten up the eye area, but you have to be careful because depending on your skin tone, if you don't cover everything up with a powder or a shadow, then you're going to be able to see it. So you want to be cognizant of that when you're using a brighter eyelid primer. It does dry down, but I still like to set it with a powder just to, you know, kind of like lock it in place. You know I'm going to go in with a matte vanilla shade and set my whole eye area like I do normally anyway. I swear, at the end of the day, I probably have like 10 inches of powder on my face. But the trick is not to let anyone know how much powder you have on your face. If you guys always like overkill with powder, there's always a solution. Just take a little setting spray, a little MAC Fix Plus, a little Tarte spray, any type of like Korean beauty spray, put it on, it absorbs any extra powder. That's why I never look powdery, because I know the secrets, but you'll know I'm obsessed with like not being able to put my brushes down. Okay, now I'm gonna go do my eyebrows off camera, which you guys keep asking me about. I did get microblading. I don't do my eyebrows every day. My eyebrows are perfection the way they are, but when I do a full face of makeup, I like to make them stand out more, and that's why I go in. I do a couple strokes of eye pencil, and then that's it. You know, it's no big deal. And versus the like 15-20 minutes it used to take me to do my brows, now it takes me like 2 minutes. Let's go ahead and get started on eyes. And for eyes, I'm going to use Bare Canvas. These are all going to be Ittse shadows. I'm going to use Bare Canvas and then just this giant fluffy shader brush from Delium Tools. It's 778 is the number. I became a fan of Ittse products when Sam Sherman announced that she was doing a collaboration blush with them. And I had never heard of this brand before. And I have this like suspicion that Ittse is going to take off because they have this concept of you can do whatever you want. You know, you could basically create like your dream palette, or you know, it gives you the liberty of coming up with your own little makeup collection. So it's almost like the Z palette concept, but you don't have to depot anything. It already comes in single pans and you just kind of pick and choose what you like. So I thought that was pretty cool. So this is Bare Canvas and I'm applying it from the brow bone all the way down to the lid. And then we're gonna go in, I think I wanna use, let's use this one first, and then I think I'm going to use one of Michelle or ReadySetGlamour's colors. This is the shade, this is the broken shade. This is the shade Barefoot. And this is a really beautiful like pale peach shade. And you guys know where I'm probably going to put this. We're going to use this as our transition shade, and this is a matte shadow. Ittse does have a great variety of matte versus like shimmery or pearlized colors. But you guys, I don't know if I told you this, but when I was designing the colors for us for our Lotus collection, apparently we like fancy ingredients. So we actually had to delay the production of, or the launch, the production and the launch of our shadows, because our product was so hard to find. Because it's like, you know, like the materials, like the sparkly materials that are in the like whole blend of the shadow, apparently they're fancy and they weren't very easy to find. So there you go. Next time you guys go use your Lotus Quad, you can feel extra fancy. So I'm just gonna apply this as my transition shade all over, all over, all over. Then we're gonna go in with Hash Brown. This is a warm medium brown, and this is a color from Michelle's Quad. And a smaller blending brush. This is from Coastal Scents. It's similar to Max 217. And that's gonna go right into the crease. And what I'm trying to do is create sort of like a similar look that I had in my monthly favorites, my most recent monthly favorites, which was like almost like a yellow or chartreuse type color. But instead of that lid shade that I used, I want to use Determined from my Quad. So I'll show you guys that in a second if you haven't seen the Lotus video yet. It's a really beautiful color, like melted gold. It's amazing. If you guys are a fan of warm browns, this Hash Brown shade from Michelle's Quad is amazing. It's one of my favorites, and I just love how soft it is. Now, moving on to the color I told you guys about. This is Determined, and I don't know if you guys can tell, but it's a really dirty gold. I wanted to make sure that if I decided to go with a gold color, it wouldn't exclude anyone, because a lot of times, you know, we have our own like taste when it comes to makeup, and some people are like, oh well, gold doesn't look good on me because of my undertones, or I don't use gold personally because I don't like how it looks, or whatever. Like, you know, we all have our reasons why we don't feel like something looks, you know, that good on us or whatever. And when I was thinking about it, I thought I really wanted gold because gold looks amazing on most skin tones. But for those of you that don't necessarily feel comfortable, I want it to be an, you know, all-encompassing gold that looks amazing on all skin tones. So I decided to go with a gold, but I wanted to make sure that it had like an antique type flair to it. So if you were to use like a darker base, or if you were to complement it with cool shadows instead of warm shadows, it would still look really great. So right now I'm using warm shadows, but if I were to have gone with, let's say, like mauvey cooler shades, it still would have gone great because of the undertone of the gold. So what I'm going to do now is use a, this is an eyeshadow pencil from MAC, and I actually bought this to test out the formula of this pencil because it's a new product. It's relatively new to MAC, and I was kind of disappointed, to say the least. Like, I didn't like the formula. The drugstore has so many eyeshadow crayons that are a billion times better, but you guys know how I feel about bright colors. So when I saw this chartreuse, it's like a lime green, I was like, oh, I need that color in my life. But it's so like thick and hard to blend and a little sticky. It's just like, really? Like, come on, MAC, you can do better than this. It's not even, well, I mean, you guys can tell right now how many times I'm running it on my eyelid, and it's really giving me a hard time showing up. And even when it does, it's a little patchy. So anyway, I decided it would be a really great product. Even though it's a subpar product, it would be really great for layering, you know? So I'm going to use this as a base, and then I'm going to put Determined on top. So it will take a somewhat antique gold and turn it more into like a limey green gold, chartreusey type blend of whatever. Before we go in with Determined, I'm going to take that smaller blending brush again and kind of just run over the crease to kind of deepen it up before we go in with that gold shade, because I just want to have to put that gold color on once. I don't want to have to go back and build it. And a lot of times what happens is if you use a brush, like a blending brush, it's not just going to, you know, blend out the crease, it's going to blend out the top and the bottom areas of the crease as well. And I don't want to have to, you know, blend away any of that delicious shadow. So just kind of deepen the crease a little bit. And then a little bit. Look at, that's kind of like a lot of it. Okay, so let's do a little foiling pigment lesson. This collection with Ittse that I came up with is a quad of foiling pigments, which means they're not eyeshadows. You're gonna look at it in a pan and you're like, okay, well, it's an eyeshadow, I'm just gonna go in with a brush and apply it to the lid. It's not gonna perform the way you want it to. It is a foiling pigment. So just imagine like if a loose pigment. So what are the steps you take when you use a pigment? You use some sort of foiling agent or liquid, what's the word I'm looking for? I can't think about it right now. Of course I can't. When it's important and I need to know the word, I can't think about it. So whatever you use, Inglot's Duraline, Max Fix Plus, a setting spray, whatever you guys use to foil your pigments is the same thing you're going to do here. So there's a couple ways you could use this pigment. You could go in straight with your finger, give it a little rub, and then pack it on the lid like I'm doing here. Right? And so you have control over where the shadow is applying. You see kind of what it looks like, right? The dirty gold that this shade is. That's one way you can do it. It's not very like bam in your face. It's a little bit more subtle. You can see it on my finger there. But the idea, or the main way, or the ideal way that you want to use these is you're going to take your brush, and instead of rubbing your brush like this, you want to go in like this. Do you see what I'm doing? I'm kind of like scraping it a little bit. So I'm taking a little bit of that product, loosening it from the pan, and packing my brush. After you've packed your brush, you go in with whatever you decide to use, and you dampen your brush. Every time I do that, like I miss, so I spray like 70 times and I only make it like once. So you wet your brush, and then you apply that to the lid. And then that's when you're gonna get like the boom, full impact of these shadows. So they are meant to be dampened or used foiled. Foiled is when you wet an eyeshadow, when you apply it wet. So you see how the lid changed? Before it was like, oh, that's a pretty gold shadow. Now it's like, holy Moses, is that like foil on her eyelid? You see the difference? So that's how you're supposed to use the foiling pigments. Can you go in with your finger and pack it on the lid? Absolutely. Can you use an eyeshadow brush and just kind of like apply it subtly? Yeah, for sure. But ideally, if you want the full impact of these shadows, you really want to go in and foil them. So decide what your favorite foiling agent is, and I'll list a couple of my favorites in the description box below in case you guys are wondering. I know Inglot's Duraline is amazing because you could turn these foiling pigments into like a metallic eyeliner, which would be awesome. Or you could just do what I did and use it as an all over lid shade, and it's like, whoa, that is so gold, you know? So I'm gonna show you guys one more time. So you'll take your shadow, you'll kind of run your brush in the opposite direction and kind of kick up a little bit of that product or scrape off. Pack your brush, just completely pack it, saturate it with that powder. You wanna saturate everything that you scraped off anyway because, you know, you're not gonna put it away with loose powder on top. So you do that, and then you're gonna go in with your foiling agent, and I missed. Did you see that? How many times I missed? And then you apply that to your eyelid. You see that? Isn't that amazing? So you're gonna get this stunning, like liquid gold color. And it's not, like I said, it's not a yellow gold, it's like an antique. I feel like it almost has a little bit of olive to it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like an antique gold. It's so pretty. How pretty is that? Oh my God, I love this color. Now for the lower lash line, I'm going to take a little bit of that hash brown color from Melissa's Quad, and I'm going to run that along the lower lash line. I don't know if I want to do anything too crazy, you know, because I just want the lid to be the star of the show. So how does that look? I mean, I still need eyeliner in the waterline. The tight line in the waterline. No, I think I'll go in with a little bit of a darker shade. So let me even out the other eye. And then we'll go in with like a darker brown, I think, and an eyeliner maybe to make it darker so it doesn't look so. I feel like this is a beautiful color for the transition, but on its own on the lower lash line, it makes my eyes look a little tender or pink, like I was crying. Now we're gonna go in with mascara, which is no surprise to you guys. Let's do a roller lash. We do roller lash first. I've been doing roller lash and then It Cosmetics Superhero, and I don't have to spend so much time on my mascara. But I feel like I need to put mascara on immediately because my eyes look so weird with that gold on the lid. And the mascara will just kind of tie everything together. I still don't know what I'm gonna do for my face. I haven't done my face, and you guys, remember I always do my face first? Like I always do my contour and my blush, and then I do eyes, which is weird. Totally out of order. So I'm gonna finish up my mascara, and then I'll be right back and we can do our face. What a difference a little mascara makes, right? Now we're gonna do the face, and I don't know if I want to contour. I feel like I should, but I don't really want to. Yeah, I kind of have to. So let me get, what am I gonna get? Avon one? I think I'll just get this Avon one and my brushes that I always use. And we're just gonna do a little contour. This is the Avon bronzer that I'm always talking about. You guys know I'm not big on like really dramatic contour. I'm not good at it really, and I don't feel like it looks that great on me, like that really heavy diva glam look. I don't feel like it's really my style, you know? So I'm just taking this small setting brush from Real Techniques. This is my favorite one to just really bring out the cheekbones. So I just go in lightly with this guy. I feel like I'm getting sick. Do you guys ever feel like that? Like I feel fine, but I feel like maybe I'm carrying a bug. I feel like this area right here is kind of like tightening up a little bit. You guys like my nail polish, don't you? This is one of the Kathleen Lights colors, KL Polish, I think her brand is. KL Polish. I don't remember the name. But when I saw the color, I was like, you guys know, I've talked about this color before. It's like baby barf diarrhea color, but it's the most beautiful shade ever, especially for like transition. This as a transition color is amazing. MAC has a limited edition color, of course. Everything from MAC is limited edition. They came out with a color that looks like this that was limited edition. It's called something Wilderness or whatever. It's such a pretty color. But of course you can't get it, which sucks. So I can't use it in my videos because I know you guys are gonna want it. And then I'm gonna go in with this multitask brush from Real Techniques, and then apply a little bit more bronzer, and then let's see, let's do that. Then I'm gonna go in with my MAC 127 and the color, this color is so pretty. This is called Effervescent. This is a blush from Ittse, of course. I told you guys I was gonna use all their products so you guys can get an idea of, you know, the types of products they have. I kind of need a bigger variety of their blushes. I feel like all the blushes I have from them are similar. You know, they're all like pink, more pink than peach. I need like a full-on orange blush, like peachy orange. No subtle pinkness to it. But this one will do because see how pretty that is? So you're gonna slowly build up your blush until you look like your last name should be Clown and your first name should be Bozo. Why can't I just walk away from blush? I can never walk away from blush. I just have to keep putting it on and putting it on and putting it on like it's insane, because I put it on and then I go in anyway with like my powder brush, and I blend it out. Like, damn it, just save some time and don't put so much on. I just can't help it. It makes me so happy. Then go in with one of my favorite highlighters of all time, and you guys have seen this in multiple favorites videos. This is Barbados from Ittse. Watch. Like, I'm not even gonna tell you why it's one of my favorites. Just watch. You watching? Look at this. One gentle, subtle pass, and look at that. Oh my goodness. This is reminiscent of Mary Luminizer from the Balm, except I feel like with Mary Luminizer, even though it's one of my favorite highlighters of all time, I feel like it's not very friendly for like makeup beginners, because the texture of the Balm products is like, it's such a creamy metallic powder. If you're a beginner, it's gonna be like boom, like a streak of like metal on your face, which I like highlighter to show up. I'm like, I'm not gonna waste my time putting on highlighter if you're not gonna be able to see it. But it, you know, there has to be some sort of sense of control when it comes to it. And if you're a beginner, it's really hard with that one. This one has that like, tone and look that Mary Luminizer does, but it gives you a little bit more control. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's harder to be like crazy overkill with it, because it's not as, it's creamy, but it's not as like super buttery where it's gonna leave that like long streak of, I don't know, I just like it. I like it a lot. So if you're a beginner, this is a really great pronounced highlighter. So it'll show up, but it's easier to like get a grip of it. I don't know if I make sense most of the time when I'm talking to you guys. And so in the back of my head, I'm like, I really hope they know what I'm talking about. Now we're gonna move on to lips. I don't know what I wanna do for lips. We got a lot of stuff going on here. Like, here I go, grabbing the blush brush again. What should we do for lips, you guys? I wanna do maybe glossy. I feel like I haven't done glossy in a while. I keep looking at this nail polish. Isn't it beautiful? I have an idea. Hear me out. And if this fails, it'll fail on camera and I'll be the first to say it's not working out. What if I use the color Roach from Urban Decay? It's like a metallic brown. Is that weird? Is that too much? Like, I seriously don't know when to stop, you guys. It's like a bronze. What if I do that? I'll need a lip liner though for sure. So let's see what lip liner I could use. Okay, so I grabbed MAC Spice and I didn't even know I had this color. I literally just found it. So I'm pretty sure I'll probably stole it from my mama. Because the last time I went to see her, I came home and I had MAC Burgundy, the lip liner. And I don't ever buy myself MAC lip pencils. Like, my mom's the only one that buys them for me, or she buys them for herself. Let me finish my lips because I'm doing a really bad job. Okay, so I did MAC Spice almost all over my mouth. And then I'm gonna go in. Oh, I think I'm gonna mess up my whole look. This is Urban Decay's Roach, and this is a cream formula. Oh gosh. What do we, oh, wow, maybe I didn't. That's pretty. That color is so pretty. Oh. What do you guys think? I mean, I'm not even looking like at the entire look. I'm just looking at this lip color. This is gonna turn into the Roach lipstick tutorial. This is so pretty. Hey. So that is it for this Get Ready With Me. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. The lighting's a little different now, isn't it? I took forever to finish this video, like from daylight to now it's dark, and so I have fake lighting. So it looks a little different. I think my makeup looks better now. It's a little shadowy. Anyway, like all of my Get Ready With Me's, I will list and link all of the products in the description box below. If you hadn't had a chance to pick up your Lotus Collection from Ittse and me, they are offering free shipping right now, so make sure you get your chance to scoop it up because it is limited edition. And you know how I feel about that. But it is a really awesome collection. It kind of, you know, helps you wet your toes into pigments. If you like glitter, if you like bright colors, if you're a diehard panda and want to support a sister out, then here's your chance. Free shipping, guys. Hey. I will link other Get Ready With Me's and tutorials that I've recorded already in the description box below, where I show you guys how to use 2 other colors, 2 or 3, actually 3 of the other colors. So basically there's 1 tutorial per color on my channel live already. I will link them in the description box below, except in those videos, I can't disclose that it's the Lotus Collection yet. I was using them kind of like on the down low to kind of sneak a peek for you guys. So I will link those tutorials in the description box below in case you guys want some inspiration or whatever. Don't forget that currently Ittse is offering free shipping. So if you hadn't had your chance to get on it, right now might be a good opportunity to get your own little Lotus Collection. Get a little wiser, stronger, better, more determined. Did you see what I did there? How corny was that? Just when you think, I've reached my pinnacle of corniness, I'll surprise you guys. So, free shipping going on right now, so if you want to help a sister out, if you want to get a little Lotus in your life, a little pressed pigment action, I will link this quad in the description box below. I really love you guys so much. I can't even tell you how awesome your words of encouragement are, but I also want to remind you that you make such a big difference. You matter. You're so wonderful. Thank you so much for being a part of so many aspects of this channel and my life and stuff that I share with you. You're there. You're in my mind and in my heart every day, and I just wanted to remind you that I love you guys. Am I getting my period or TMI or what's going on here? Anyway, all the products will be listed in the description box below. And like always, if you guys found this video useful, entertaining, or learned something, please give me a thumbs up or subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, this coffee break is over.